the sport of boxing has stepped out of the shadow of the UFC and MMA and into the forefront again, giving the fans what they want to see, what they've been waiting for, the best fighting the best. Or at least the fights the fans want to see. And last night, we seen Canelo Alvarez and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. meet in the much anticipated matchup that didn't deliver. So many fans have watched that fight, and I have seen from social media to the guys I've spoken to, they tuned out. They didn't make it past the 5th or 6th round, which is a big, big statement because Chavez looked so slow and overwhelmed by Canelo in the first minute of the fight. He was taking an incredible amount of punishment. Canelo went from body to head, punching in combination and dominating Chavez the entire fight. I expected a change of game plan for Chavez. Listen, we know the history of Chavez Jr. and he's had trouble with motivation. He's come in heavy. He's had personal issues and not passed drug tests, things like that. This was his chance to make a statement and to jump into the elite and the top pound for pound guys in the sport at the division. He fell way short. It wasn't really competitive. I don't know the future for Chavez Jr., but I can say this. Canelo Alvarez looked incredible. He is riding momentum and a wave of confidence that you cannot take for granted, and you really have to understand the power of this. Canelo is a young man. He's had some big, big fights. He's got a lot of experience for his age, and it showed last night in that fight. No change of game plan, though, for Chavez. He continued to eliminate every advantage he had. The height advantage, the reach advantage. He got rid of it, doing what he'd done in some past fights, putting that forehead on the forehead of Canelo, trying to move forward, eliminating his reach, eliminating his height. Very bad game plan, and he continued to follow this throughout the entire fight. There was no change. There was no urgency in Chavez Jr. As we got down the line in this fight, you expected to see him go for broke. He had nothing to lose. I know as a fan, I would much rather see Chavez Jr. go out on his shield in the 2nd or 3rd or 4th round, going for it, giving all he's got, trying to win, than see him take a beating, go the distance, and be so vanilla, so lackluster. But that's what we got. The future for Chavez Jr., really, I don't see much of one. I mean, he's going to have a huge change in his life. The sport will have to be, priority for him. I don't think it is. I think the curse of being the son of Julio Cesar Chavez has really been a negative for him in his career. And he's not going to ever meet up to the standards of his dad. That's just the way it is. He's got a ton of talent. His potential, I can't say. I mean, I see this guy that if he put his mind into it, if he was focused, you're going to see a different fighter, different results. He does have that ability. But, the game of boxing, the game of combat in general is mental. You're looking at 90+% mental game. Chavez Jr. does not have the mental game. He's proven that over and over and over. Canelo Alvarez, on the other hand, this is a young fighter, and people forget this young man's age. He is a young man. He's got a lot of experience at the elite level, and he continues to improve. He continues to move forward. That momentum he has built is carrying him in to what is a huge fight. As they announced Triple G in September, Golovkin against Alvarez, September. What a huge fight that's going to be right there. After the fight that Golovkin had with Jacobs, a lot of people looked at that. They were very disappointed in Golovkin. He had never, that was the big step up for him in competition. And, you know, people expected to see the knockout, to see the domination he had done previously. But this was, Danny Jacobs, this was the biggest fight that he's had. And a lot of people thought he lost this fight. I thought he won. I didn't think he looked that great. I thought he played it safe. But at the end of the day, he won this fight. So now we're looking at possibly what could be called a super fight, right? And it would be this September when Canelo takes on the unstoppable at one point. That's what Triple G was. Golovkin was looked at as unstoppable. Who can beat this man, right? Well, his fight with Jacobs really put a damper onto his momentum. He took the win, like I said, but he lost a lot of that fan momentum and base that he had. So now boxing it's going to come alive. We got Triple G's power and boxing ability going against Canelo's power, combination punching, and you cannot forget Canelo's big fight experience. That's going to play a big factor in the fight. So I can't break down that fight yet. I'm still really excited about last night's fight, even though it did not deliver what I expected. I don't think, you know, for the fans out there that you guys were happy with the fight either, especially, you know, kicking $70 out of your pocket to watch the fight. You know, what can we say? We're fans of the sport. We're always going to support. And right now, boxing is really coming alive, guys. It's so important that regardless of your opinion that you support this sport. Make a difference, man, and support this sport. This fight coming up in September will be huge. We've got a lot of other big fights, man. Kovalev going again, the rematch. That's going to be huge. I'm excited about boxing again. Man, this is my favorite sport. This is where I come from, guys. And I love it. I love it. And I'm looking forward to it this September. I've got some news coming up. We got some new shows that we're working. 100% boxing, period. And that's what we're going to be talking. So it won't just be MMA. We're gonna pursue the boxing, which I've been waiting to do for quite some time. And I'm excited about it. So listen, guys, do me a favor. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give me your opinions. Who do you see sticking up their head and becoming the dominant fighter? Is it Canelo? Is it going to be Golovkin? You know, what do we got going? Saunders? What's happening in the division? It's really, it's setting off now. I'm excited about it. It's great to be a boxing fan. And I want you guys to make sure that you support, help me get the word out. So, hey, listen. For Modern Pugilist Entertainment, for boxing in general, guys, I'm Dan Cox. It's always my honor, my pleasure. Thank you, and I will see you next time.